So I'm Jen Campbell, and myself and my husband farm here in County Antrim. We have a 200 cow autumn block calving herd. We came back to the farm about 8 years ago and have been taking it over since from my husband's family. It previously was all year round calving Holstein herd, so we've condensed to sort of about 3 to 4 months now autumn block calving, and changed the cow type to a crossbred cow that grazes in the summer.
My name's David McKinstry. I've been a vet now for 21 years. Spent the most of it working for Parklands. I have a wife, Sarah, and 2 kids, Sam and Molly, and we farm at home as well. We have suck cows and buy in calves and stores.
Farming, I mean, I like the lifestyle, like, you know, outdoor, you know, working outside when the weather's great, you can't beat it. Enjoy just the cycle of life, you know, seeing the calves born and then, you know, bringing them through into the herd and then seeing them go on to milk and produce milk, and just, yeah, seeing them thrive on the farm. It's also great place to bring up kids. We have 2 young kids, so yeah, it's a good lifestyle.
I probably enjoy most just being out in the countryside, meeting farmers and families, trying to help and make a difference on farm. Talk people through their problems and try and fix the issues that they have on farm. So yeah, just trying to be generally helpful.
Rearing healthy calves, there's a lot. I was trying to narrow it down to 3. Colostrum when they're born, you know, good quality, clean colostrum straight into them. And hygiene, so clean environment, having them born in a dry, clean straw bed, and then, you know, getting them in clean areas, clean water, clean buckets. We've a great, you know, new wash-up area, which has made a big difference. So, you know, just everything as clean as it can be. And nutrition probably would be the other one. So just making sure they're getting good quality milk powder, if you're feeding milk powder, and clean water, and yeah, good roughage into them. So, and prevention, that's the 4th one. So just, you know, vaccinations or like precision microbes, helping them, you know, anything you can do to help them through. It's quite a challenging time when they're, you know, taking off their mothers and you're rearing them on milk. So anything to try and just boost their immunity and keep them going.
So I think there's quite a lot of important things, but probably could be summarised in you want to have a healthy gut. Okay, so try and do away with scars. So that would be do away with the bad bacteria, the bad viruses, and promote the good bacteria in the gut. Next one would be healthy lungs. So quite often we see quite a bit of pneumonia on farms, and it's trying to do away with the viruses and the bacteria that cause the pneumonia, and anything that's going to reduce weight gain and thrive in your calves, you want to try and fix that. And lastly then would be making sure the calf has a good start, and we hear this all the time, but making sure good colostrum, and you know, sometimes we have checked calves, done total proteins in calves to check for colostrum absorption on farms that you would think there would be really good colostrum absorption and intakes, and actually sometimes you find out that it's not just quite what you would want it to be. So sometimes we have to make changes to colostrum management and intakes.
Probably over the few years, there's been a few things. I think making anything easier or more efficient with your day-to-day jobs. You know, just anything you can do to make it quicker and easier. It's like milk trolleys. We didn't have one of them. We got one of them, which was a big help. And just the new wash-up area, making it easy to keep things clean. The calf ventilation tube is a great job. So we put that in a couple of years ago, and that made a big difference too, just having clean air and keeping the place, you know, just dry in general. Yeah, I think just anything you can do to make life easier.
Probably one of the pieces of advice that I would give to farmers is that whenever you're rearing calves, you know, pay attention to detail. And if you're not pleased with your calves, or you're not pleased with a calf, then act quickly. So if you have an individual calf that looks sick, an ear down, or not nice and bright and alert, then take a look at that individual calf. If you have a batch of calves that aren't pleasing you, then speak to your vet or try and get help to try and get to the bottom of what the issue is, and don't be afraid to investigate and actually find out what's causing the problem, and then get on top of it as quick as you can.
The most rewarding probably just seeing them born and seeing them thrive and like come through and take their first drink of milk out of bottle, and just watching them become these guys here now, ready to wean. And then, watching them come through into the herd and seeing the genetics that you've put in 2 years ago, then in your herd producing milk, a nice cow that you want on your farm. Having healthy calves is obviously the start of your future herd, so it's really important that they get on the best start in life to get them going to become the best cows they can be. And sick calves is stressful for anybody, and anything you can do to prevent that. So yeah, healthy calves is really, really important. The stronger and healthier and you can grow them at a young age, the better they'll come through and produce as cows for you.
Well, probably if I look at my dad, he's quite glass half full type of guy. He stays calm, he tries to be positive, even whenever things are maybe don't look so positive. He always seems to bring something positive out. So I try to be positive, I try to be helpful, and I suppose there's always the old saying of you're never too old to learn, and I think you normally do learn something new most days.
Best piece of advice? This was a hard one. I think, you gotta put things in perspective and you do the best you can. It's never gonna be, perfection doesn't really exist. But you do the best you can in whatever situation you've got. Try to, think about the good things and, yeah. Not sure what else. Stay calm is a good one. Yeah, don't get too overwhelmed with it, because it's easy to get overwhelmed when things aren't going well. So yeah, stay calm.
To be fair, I don't have much time to listen to podcasts, read books or anything like that, but I do like to, on a Saturday evening, to sit down and watch the football on TV, match of the day or something like that. So just something that's maybe totally different from what you're doing every day. So just to be able to unwind.
There's always challenging times, every farm. Hard to stay motivated sometimes. I guess just, trying to stay positive, see what practical things you can do that's, going to work. Talking to friends that are maybe in the same situation or have been through the same situation, whether it's TB or a scour problem or a pneumonia problem, something. And getting help, like asking for help if you need it. If you've got a lot of, if you've got a challenging time with something going through the farm, get some extra help to help with all the extra work that it brings with it, so that you're not burning out,
So I think most farmers and vets are have busy lifestyles, but I think it's important if you can take an hour or time with your family, either whether that be in the morning at breakfast time or in the evening at tea time or bedtime or whatever, that you can spend time just with those that mean the most to you. I think it's important. Probably on a more weekly basis, I like doing things like, early Sunday morning, going for a walk out through the fields, measuring grass, and just a time to shower your head. And then just doing something that's totally different from what you normally do every day. So a couple of years ago, I took up football coaching with my wee boy, and it was just a brilliant thing to do. Just something totally different.
Getting off farm's important for mental health especially. I like to go to the beach, go surfing, take the kids, and as a family just go to the beach and get some ocean air, whether we're in the sea or just building sandcastles. But yeah, I think just getting off farm. I enjoy going surfing and just seeing friends.
So on the farms that we have using precision microbes, we've seen a reduction in antibiotic use, we've seen better gut health, and we've seen better thrive in the calves. So if a product's doing that, then I would definitely be prepared to promote it and use it.
I think people don't really understand what farmers do for them at home if they're not around farms, and how essential we are just to like the country and the environment and providing food for everybody, and not just food, just everything, you know, like if they weren't here, you know, be a big difference. So I think people just misunderstand how much, you know, how essential farmers are and how important what we do is, and our job is essential, yeah, to everything.
Probably one of the funnier moments was back whenever I was a young vet and I had a student out with me, and we were going along to see a pet pig, and the student asked me, how do you take a pig's temperature? And I said, well, to take a pig's temperature, you actually take your finger, you lick it, you stick it up the pig's bum, you keep it there for 30 seconds, you pull it out and you look at it, and if your finger's steaming, then you know the pig has a temperature. So that was okay. We went in, the lady showed us the pig. I said, oh, your pig doesn't look very well. We better take its temperature. Would you mind if the student took its temperature? And the student stood up me like going like out there, and I handed him a thermometer. So it was much to his relief and probably to mine as well. We're both vets, both farmers, so we're sort of looking at it from both perspectives. But what do you think, Jen?
Yeah, I think it's very important, the relationship you have with your vet, whether you're a farmer. Even as a vet on the farm, I still ask other vets' opinions all the time. Being able to pick the phone up and just ask if you're not sure, or like, what do you think of this? Or like, I've got this problem, I'm doing everything right, but I still don't seem to be getting anywhere. Sometimes just getting other opinions is helpful. And there's lots of farmers that they are good farmers, but something might just not be gelling, and getting other people involved, another angle or perspective, someone to come and look at things in a different way, because it could be staring you right in the face, the problem, but having someone else just come in with a fresh set of eyes on the situation.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I think, you know, we can always revisit the basics, because sometimes it's just something basic that is sort of staring you in the face, but you can miss. And then other times it is something more complicated, where it takes the vet to come along and try and pinpoint exactly what it is. But and I think, you know, if we can continually monitor, so maybe that could be weighing your calves at weaning to make sure that they're doing the weight gain that you want them to do, or taking total proteins for colostrum management. Some of these things are quite simple and easy to do, but it takes a certain amount. There has to be trust between the farmer and the vet, and hopefully, you know, we are able to have that type of relationship with our farmers.